So welcome to my kitchen. This is Cooking Today. Hi, welcome to Cooking Today. I'm making one of my favorite salads today. And y'all know me, I'm not a salad girl. We've got people in the room that are salad people, but I'm not always a salad girl. I like my meat and potatoes, but this is a good one. I can't wait for you to try it. We're making a kind of a fried chicken and blue cheese and bacon salad. It's kind of like if you were to have a wedge salad. You know how we love a wedge salad that has bacon and blue cheese and tomatoes on like a good crispy iceberg? It's kind of like that meets a yummy kind of chicken salad with ranch, kind of a classic, salad. So I just thought this would be a fun little way to combine those two, and I have made these for my people, and they really, really love them. And there are a couple of shortcuts that you're going to be able to take, of course, because I love to share a shortcut. But today, I'm going to show you kind of the long route. Starting with chicken. We have a couple of chicken breasts. And all I've done here is rinsed them and then kind of halved them lengthwise. And I'm just going to lay them over here on my little holding tray. You know how I do. I always have these trays going over here, lined with a wire rack. They sure are handy. We sell them at Unimaze. They are great for baking and cooking and working in the oven and all kinds of things. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and have these and lay them out on this sheet pan, and we're going to let them just kind of sit for just a minute. We're just going to kind of let them hold. And then what I have sizzling behind me is bacon, of course. Can't have a good blue cheese salad without bacon. And so I have a little bit more than a half package of bacon that I actually went ahead and just chopped while it was raw. Just lined it all up, cut it. And now I've got those sizzling away in a skillet behind me to make some little good crispy bacon pieces. You can make bacon in the long pieces and then crumble it afterwards. I just really find that this is easier for me just to stir it. Okay, so let's do a little trade out. I'm going to wash my hands, wash my knife, and get a good fresh cutting board so we can get going on some other good stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and check that bacon that I have stirring around. And then we've got our chicken set there. We have a lot going on today. So on a lot of days, I'm sitting here talking to you in the front. Today, we're going to have our hands busy. A little here, a little here, a little here. So y'all hold on. Okay, here's our bacon. And generally, or sometimes anyway, I will cook this bacon and then we'll reserve that bacon grease for something good, like a sauce or gravy or something that's going to go into like a pasta sauce or something. But today we're just actually going to just drain that bacon right out and let it cool and drain on paper towels. And then I'm just going to save that bacon grease for another day. Biscuits and gravy day, something fun like that when I need a little good starter with some good flavor. And you want to let that cool. If you're going to save your bacon grease, you want to let it cool for a little bit. And then you can put it over into, a jar or something. My granny always kept hers in a can. Y'all's grannies, you know that. Y'all, we're Southern people. Everybody's got a can of bacon grease somewhere. At least your grandmothers did. Okay, so we're letting our bacon keep going. We've got our clean knife, our clean cutting board. And so what we need to get on next is our dressing. This is the easiest, quickest, kind of a shortcut dressing. And we're going to start with a Buttermilk Ranch packet right in the bottom of our bowl. And then good old buttermilk. And this is just following the directions right on the back of that package. It says to use 2 cups of buttermilk and then the ranch packet. So that's just right off the package. But then I'm going to go ahead and pour all that in there. We're going to doctor it up just a little bit to make it our own. Got my whisk. I'm going to give that a stir. And then what's so great about this dressing is that you can store this in the refrigerator for like 2 weeks or so and just use it up. It's delicious. We love everything dipped in like a ranchy dressing. Do y'all? Pizza crust, chicken, you name it. So there's our ranch packet in our buttermilk. And then what we're gonna do to make it our own is chop a little fresh dill and put it in there. You can mince a little garlic. I'm gonna check our bacon. You can mince a little garlic. You can put some red pepper flakes, kind of whatever you like, but any of that would be really, really good. But I'm gonna do just a little bit of fresh dill. I love dill, do you? You may start to see a little theme around here because I do like to put it in all kinds of things. So we're kind of making a ranch dressing, classic old buttermilk ranch. And then we're putting some of this good fresh in there that tastes so, so good. And then we're gonna crumble beautiful blue cheese in there. And then we're just gonna stir that up and let it sit so that it can kind of chill and marry, and the flavors and everything are gonna come together really, really nice for the most fantastic, creamy, flavory dressing that's gonna go on this yummy salad. I'm gonna crumble my blue cheese in here and let it sit. When we come back, we're gonna start on our chicken. This is Cooking Today.
Cooking Today, sponsored by West Rock Coffee Company.
Hi, welcome back to Cooking Today. We are making beautiful, yummy fried chicken and blue cheese salads with bacon and an avocado and this yummy blue cheesy ranch dressing that we've just kind of whisked up, starting with a little bit of an easy shortcut, and we added some of our own fresh dill, and then we crumbled in a little bit of blue cheese during the break. And this is just gonna sit. You could stick this in the refrigerator for it to get nice and cool, but for today, I'm just gonna let it sit on the counter for a little bit. And this is gonna get really nice and flavorful. What you need to know right off the bat is I know not everybody loves blue cheese. Sometimes it smells like feet, and we have had a giggle in here about that because it just does. So if you are not a blue cheese person, you could do feta and you could do goat, you could do gorgonzola. I love gorgonzola. And you could leave it out. You do not have to make this a blue cheese salad. You could just make this a good old-fashioned ranch dressing and chicken and bacon. That's all delicious and just fine. But we went ahead and added in that good little bite of blue cheese. It is a really tasty little extra flavor in there that we love. Okay, so let me tell you, I have crisped our bacon. We've scooped it out. We're letting that dry on paper towels. Hard not to snack on it. Smells really good in here. And then I have a skillet that is getting kind of preheated, and I have a little swirl of oil in the bottom. Now on that, you don't really want your oil to be, you know, so deep that we're gonna fry it. So when I say this is a fried chicken salad, it's not really a fried chicken salad. It's really a little bit more how we do our chicken parm, where we do a little batter, crisp it just a little bit in a little bit of oil in the skillet, and then let it finish baking in the oven. So fried, this is a fried-ish chicken salad. Does that make sense? So let's talk about our dredge for our chicken. You know, I halved those and kind of trimmed off the pieces that we didn't like. And then in the bottom of this little station, I have, I don't know, a cup or a cup and a half of panko breadcrumbs. Those are easy to find. They come in a box. They're just Japanese breadcrumbs. They are not seasoned at all. They are just crispy, crispy, crispy little bites. So we are going to add some seasoning, and what I've done is added in, I do like a store-bought bread, like a seasoned breadcrumb, or you know those packages of stuffing mix, like kind of that instant stuffing, and those little dried breadcrumbs taste so good, and they've got tons of flavor. You can put those in something and roll them and make them powdery. You could do croutons like we did for our chicken parm, but you want something really seasoned and good that you've kind of broken down really nice and fine that we're mixing in with our panko so that we have some flavor from those crumbs, but you get the crisp from the panko. Okay? So I just have a little fork. I'm kind of mixing this in, and we really want a lot of seasoning on this. So I'm doing quite a good pinch of salt. I'm down to the last little bit of garlic. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and also do a little of oregano. This again, whatever you think tastes good, you just put it in there. But you do want this to have some pretty good flavor for the outside of your chicken. So we're gonna do a pretty easy kind of a 2-step dredge. You can do a 3-step dredge if you wanna do your chicken in flour first before we do the egg wash. But I skip that step a lot. Don't tell fancy people. It still works and it still tastes really good. Okay, breadcrumbs. And then our actual first station is gonna be these eggs. And this is just 3 large eggs that we're gonna put in this pie dish. I use pie dishes. They're the easiest for a dredging station. I know people say you have special little pans for that. I don't own those. I just use my pie plates. They are just right for this. Okay, and then really just all this is taking that fork and giving this a little whir. And you don't have to season this egg. This is just to help make the breadcrumbs stick to our chicken. This is so good, y'all. Okay, so I know I told you I would share some of my shortcuts as we go. The best shortcut of all on this whole thing is that you can go to your deli and you can buy deli chicken fingers. We have done that so many times I can't even believe I would even tell you. This is a little more work. It's fresher, it's kind of fun, you know, if you're kind of getting the itch to cook, and this has great flavor. And my family loves it when I make chicken this way. But if you're in a rush, this is the step that takes the longest, and so you can absolutely, easily go and get fried chicken fingers from your deli and cut this step right out. So what we're gonna do with all of these chicken breasts is lay them both sides in our egg wash. And then we're gonna move it over into this pan, press it down, and get this nice and coated in these breadcrumbs, and then scoot it right back over here to our holding station, and then finish the rest. So I'm gonna start working on that. And then when we come back, we're gonna fry these up in our pretty skillet and finish up our pretty chicken salads. This is cooking today.
Iced tea, sponsored by Lipton.
What I love most about the farmers market is the music, the art, the food, the people themselves. That's local, that's Fayetteville.
Local means homegrown.
My kids can run around, they can choose what she wants to get and eat.
I like growing and selling directly to the public.
The market is kind of what community ought to be.
Visit us Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday on the square.
The Fayetteville Farmers Market.
100% local.
And love.
Hi, welcome back. We are making delicious fried-ish chicken and blue cheese salads. And the reason I say fried-ish is because we have dredged our halved chicken breasts in a little bit of egg and some good seasoned breadcrumbs. And I went ahead for good measure and did a little tiny bit of salt right over the top of these. And we're just gonna put these in a skillet and brown each side for just a couple of minutes. And then we're gonna move these over to our finished pan. Y'all have seen that I do this a lot. Start, middle, finish with my 2 pans in my racks. And we're gonna move the ones that are finished over to our finished rack and put those in an oven, a 375-degree oven, for maybe 10 to 12 minutes or so until they just get cooked nice and tender and all the way through in the middle. So we're just putting these yummy little cutlets right here in this skillet, and I'm using a non-stick skillet. You can use cast iron if you would prefer. You know I love cast iron. I'll never tell you not to use a cast iron skillet, but this is just really easy. Okay, so I'm gonna let those go a little bit. I'm gonna put a little bit more oil in there because those breadcrumbs will really absorb that oil, and so you don't want to end up with a completely dry skillet. You do want to, have a little bit of oil going. So while our chicken cutlets are cooking, we've got our bacon, our favorite little snack. That is nice and draining, and then I have our blue cheese and Buttermilk Ranch with a little dill, a little bit of extra salt, our little dressing that we whisked up there. And so while our chicken is starting to cook, we'll go ahead and kind of start putting together the basics of our salad. And I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead, well, at least start a plate anyway. Now, there are a couple of fun ways that you can do this. You can, and I probably will, go ahead and go right down through here and chop it. I like a pretty good kind of a coarse romaine. This is romaine lettuce. You know, it comes in the head like this, kind of long and skinny with the root end. You could buy, you know, I always tell you my shortcuts. You could buy bagged salad, dump it on a plate and call it a day. And you could buy arugula if you wanted. I just love that crispy bite that that this romaine gives. You know, that good bite that we love that kind of is more of a classic wedge crispy bite. So you could chop, chop, chop this. If you wanted to do kind of a less chopped and kind of a pretty deconstructed salad, you could lay, this is kind of if you're feeling fancy and wanting to make it real pretty, you could lay these stacked like this, like that, just like a pretty plate, and then just kind of pile it on. So you really have to go to work with like a fork and knife salad, you know, kind of work at it. And that's a really pretty salad. You could fan this around if you wanted to make it, you know, fill your plate. And again, kind of a fork and knife salad because you'd have to really, you know, cut your bites. But I'm feeding my family, and I have teenage boys. And they're not going to appreciate that it's a pretty salad in these pretty big full leaves. So you know what I do? I go ahead and just cut them into a good big rough chop. So what I generally do is cut that root end off if you aren't used to buying a lettuce this way. Oh, I didn't check my chicken. Oh my gosh, I was getting going. Let me check this. That noise I just made was Brenda Nelson. That was my mother's sound. Are y'all turning into your moms? I am. Okay, let's pray that we didn't, oh yeah, we're good on our chicken. Okay, let's flip, whoop. I'm going left-handed, I'm going the wrong direction. Oh yeah, we are good. Look how golden and pretty that is. Great, okay. And again, see how there's really not any oil? I mean, there is like no oil down in the bottom of that, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this some more drizzle. We just kind of always want there to be some in the bottom, and that skillet is hot, so that oil gets hot like as soon as it hits it. Okay. Somebody, y'all need to remind me. Somebody out there remind me to flip my chicken. Telling you fancy ways to cook with, do your lettuce, and then we go and burn the chicken. Okay, back to my teenage boys. So all I do is cut that root end off and have these big lettuce leaves, and I go right down the middle and then restack them like this, and then just make these nice big chunks. It's really, really simple. And you know what else is so pretty is that leaf lettuce that is kind of red. Do y'all know that one? It's like really pretty and long and green, and just the very edges are kind of that dark, 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 kind of a wine-colored red. It is beautiful on a salad. So it's up to you. You know, I always like to give you lots of options to make things pretty and taste good and to make it your own, so I never mind sharing all the ideas. Okay, I'm gonna check my chicken. We are going to continue to chop this up. I'm gonna finish working on all these little cutlets, and then when we come back, we're gonna put together this beautiful big fried chicken, blue cheese, and bacon salad. So come back and see us. This is Cooking Today. Hi, welcome back. We were just about to put together these beautiful chicken and blue cheese and bacon and tomato and avocado salads. That's a long title, but boy, it sure sounds good, doesn't it, if I say all the pieces that are going in it? We have our chopped salad, and this is very important. To make a salad taste better, go ahead and season every step. So right here on the lettuce, even though we're not doing, you know, even though we're doing a ranch salad, basically a ranch and blue cheese, I always give a little season. So a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of vinegar, and salt and pepper the lettuce first, just in and of itself, before we dress it and put all of our good stuff on it. Isn't that smart? So that way you're not just getting plain old lettuce that doesn't taste good, you're getting flavored, seasoned, yummy lettuce. Okay, so we are going to plate this beautiful lettuce right here. And then we are going to put some pretty tomatoes right on top. We will slice or chop or whatever you would like to do your avocado right on top. Bacon that we've been waiting on all afternoon to snack on. So we've got, look at all these layers of flavor that are so delicious. And then what we'll do is take this chicken breast and just give it a little slice. So you've got some really pretty, crispy chicken slices right on the top, and then cover this in our yummy ranch blue cheese dressing. And finally, at the very end, pretty blue cheese crumbles right on the top. Layers and layers of flavor, beautiful color, really fresh and delicious, crispy, yummy chicken. I hope you'll try this recipe at home and love every bite. This is Cooking Today.
Cooking Today, sponsored by West Rock Coffee Company. Kitchenware is provided by Una Mays. Groceries provided by Harps, Hometown Fresh. Online Elements sponsored by Fayetteville Farmers Market.